Out here on the unforgiving African plains, the Hadzabe tribe is gearing up to track a Kudu, an absolute lifeline for feeding their people. But there's a huge catch. This is lion country. Can these guys actually defend their hard-earned meal against the wild's baddest apex predator? As the sun beats down on the open brush, the hunters kick off their morning by dialing in on a massive bull kudu's trail. The dirt tells a clear story. Fresh tracks, snapped twigs, and trampled brush mean this massive beast just rolled through here. They stalk like absolute ghosts, taking it slow, hanging back, and always staying dead downwind so their scent doesn't give them away. Man, it's roasting. Hey, feeling the heat? I'm burning up. Yeah, no kidding. Hours of intense, patient tracking finally pay off when they lock eyes on the prize, the kudu, exposed right out in a clearing. Ice in his veins, the lead archer draws back. He waits for that split-second opening and lets the arrow fly dead center. The hit is solid, but the beast bolts, burning through its final bursts of adrenaline before slowing down. They stay right on its heels until the massive animal drops. All that gritty patience and master tracking just put meat on the table. Let's move. Go. But the wild never gives you a free pass. Just as they move in to claim the kill, an eerie sound cuts through the brush. The alarm birds start going totally crazy. Next thing you know, they spot massive paw prints in the dirt. Lion tracks. Sure enough, a massive male lion steps out of the shadows, keeping his distance but locking his deadly stare right on their fresh kill. The hunters don't flinch. They instantly form a tight, impenetrable wall. You can cut the tension with a knife as the big cat creeps closer. This isn't just about muscle anymore. It's a high-stakes standoff of flux, pure guts, and survival instinct.
We cannot stay here.
These guys are absolute legends under pressure. Nobody panics, nobody breaks rank. They stand their ground, managing the space perfectly, and showing the king of the jungle exactly who's boss. This escalates way past a normal wildlife encounter. It's an all-out, heart-pounding battle of wills. When the dust finally settles, the hunters win out. They fought off Africa's deadliest predator and kept their hard-earned meal. Out here in this brutal wilderness, where every carnivore is looking to steal a free meal, staring down a full-grown lion proves exactly why brotherhood and hardcore experience matter.
Feels good
They wrap
after the
up
hunt.
their butchering fast, hauling the heavy, life-saving meat back after an insanely grueling shift. This huge victory means the village eats tonight, proving once again why these guys are the ultimate masters of extreme survival. If your mind is blown by the sheer grit of these tribal hunters, hit that like button to fuel more crazy, real-life wilderness encounters. Even with the kill secured, these pros aren't rushing back to camp blindly. They sweep the entire perimeter, ensuring they don't leave a messy scent trail for scavengers. The meat gets split perfectly down the middle, tied off with tough bush ropes, and hoisted onto their backs. Every single guy pulls his weight carrying a load. It's a true brotherhood where no one gets left behind. Just give it a sec. Hold the line. There's zero wasted chatter, just pure, dialed-in focus and absolute synchronized teamwork.
Bring it here.
Dropping
quickly.
the carcass
We
on
need to
clear
start
dirt,
cutting.
they carve
the
it
fire
up with
ready yet?
surgical precision. Out here, you honor the kill by not wasting an ounce. Everyone has a job. One guy sharpens blades, another breaks down the heavy quarters,
This piece
while
is
a
very
third
tender.
bundles the cuts
The
for the long
lining is
trek.
always the best part.
It's like
We
watching
should
a
prepare the rest
well-oiled
now.
machine. This isn't just chopping meat. It's ancient bushcraft handed down for centuries. Built on pure instinct, steady hands, and total respect for the life that's keeping them alive today. Stocking up for tomorrow. Wild Africa. Now, the crew gears up for the brutal hike home. A couple guys scavenge for bone-dry kindling, picking perfect branches to build a rock-solid blaze. The rest stack heavy rocks into a tight fire ring to trap heat. No wasted movements here. Once they catch a spark, they slowly feed it dead twigs, coaxing the flame alive without choking it out. That fire roars right through the midday glare, anchoring their entire camp in the brutal open brush. Meanwhile, they slice up the fresh kudu meat, making absolutely sure everybody gets a fair cut. Nobody panics. It is an unspoken code out here. The kill belongs to the entire tribe. Sizzling cuts hit the red-hot coals. The guys huddle up, quietly reliving the intense kudu stalk and that insanely close, heart-stopping call with the massive lion. They keep it brief, sharing raw survival instincts, the only thing keeping them from becoming prey in this unforgiving bush. Faint smoke drifts into the bone-dry heat, mixing with the rich smell of searing game. A hot breeze sweeps through dead grass, signaling the end of a grueling, successful day. You won't see wild cheering, just silent relief that they pulled off the hunt and survived. duck,
Wait, look there. It's
freeze,
glowing.
clear, let's move. Copy that. Right then, tracking that massive kudu isn't some game. It is a brutal loop of pure grit, insane skill, and unbreakable brotherhood. With the fresh meat finally ready, they just sit shoulder to shoulder. Words simply aren't needed right now. All that matters is their tribe survived another brutal day in this totally merciless African wilderness. Drop a comment below to see more tribes living completely off the grid, fighting nature tooth and nail. Today's insane mission paid off big time. The camp has enough fresh protein for the coming days. But the real victory? That is exactly how they survived it. Pomo's squad operated like a well-oiled machine, totally locked in from the first kudu tracks to the kill. They read dirt perfectly, held their spacing, and constantly scanned for deadly threats. Nobody played lone wolf. Every split-second call relied on gut instinct and teamwork. You definitely do not get lucky out here. It takes years surviving on this exact dirt. The Hadzabe memorize hidden watering holes,
One shot right
heavy
here.
game trails,
We eat well
and every
tonight.
single brutal seasonal shift. They know exactly when to strike, when to hold perfectly still, and completely pivot. After the chaos, they meticulously inspect gear testing, bowstrings, checking arrows, and locking down their survival kits. That extreme readiness stops fatal mistakes on the next run. It isn't just some old tradition, it is literally what keeps them breathing. Survival out here demands three things: raw talent, strict discipline, and absolute brotherhood. Lose even one of those, and you're dead meat. That's exactly why every single stock exists to forge bonds. Thanks for tuning in. Stay wild. The African bush doesn't care about your feelings. Brutal weather, scarce prey, and roaming predators change constantly. Instead of fighting nature, the Hadzabe adapt to survival. They flip their entire game plan for the daily chaos. Wrapping up a crazy day doesn't mean kicking back. It means gearing up for tomorrow's deadly war. Once weapons are razor sharp and tomorrow's brutal trek is mapped out, they know this insane survival cycle will restart. This isn't just some crazy hunting trip. It is the ultimate story of a tribe staying alive, using flawless teamwork and total brotherhood. Hear that? Look, these Hadzabe warriors aren't using fancy modern gear. They survive on sharp instincts, real grit, and trusting each other. Craving more hardcore life or death survival runs like this? Smash that like button, drop your thoughts below, and hit subscribe before our next wild hunt drops. Trust me, this savage fight just started.
I still think my boy is better. Only because you haven't tried mine. Help me get this arrow out.